Hey everybody, welcome back to myRE360's Be Your Own General Contractor. My name is Adonis, and in this module, we're talking the meat and potatoes, the big kahuna, the showstopper, the rehab tool. It's a little anticlimactic, I know. So, as I've been saying throughout this entire education series, the rehab is one part of it. The management system is the backbone of any project. And in this module, we're going to be discussing the actual rehab tool. So buckle up, let's jump right in. Now, the rehab tool is great because it allows you full control on the flow of your project. One, by the suggested workflow per what is considered industry standard, or you can customize the flow of the project by going from stage view, which is considered the industry workflow, to milestone view. Now, when you change an item from stage view to milestone view, this allows you to pick what the actual workflow you would expect to see based off of your preference or the way you perform your rehab projects. So, for example, if I was to identify that some items should occur in milestone 3, some here in milestone 1, as I'm selecting these different milestones, I can now toggle between what the industry practice is versus what I believe my common workflow should be. And you'll notice that switching back from stage view back to milestone view allows me to adjust where each item falls based on how I see the workflow performing. Now, the great thing about the rehab tool, in addition, is that everything that was input in the rehab estimator is actually broken out in the different milestones or stage views and what the allocation for those particular phases of your project will be. So let's get back to stage view and let's jump right into what that means. So as you're going through your rehab project, this is actually going to break down line by line each item you would expect to occur in the actual stage of your construction. For example, and typically in stage 1 is where you would plan to pull plans and permits, perform any pest service, address something like mold, asbestos, foundation, and demo and haul off. So that would be the industry's standard of stage 1 pre-construction action items. And again, if any of these do apply, you'll notice anything that was input in the rehab estimator automatically funnels over to the rehab tool. It's now broken down. You can now assign a due date for that particular line item. It'll actually allow you to create a calendar invite for whether you want to make that invite for the date this is supposed to start or the date it's supposed to end. You identify whether it's not started, in progress, or complete. We're going to select not started in this example. And as the work is actually being performed, you can actually identify what percent of the work has been complete, and it'll tell you based on the percent and your budget what amount is to be paid out. So this allows you to see how much you have budgeted for this particular stage and how much should be paid out based on your percent complete. This allows you to have full visibility on not only your budget, but what you've actually paid out or what you should be paying out based on a percent complete. As you're going through the different phases, you will again expand that particular stage, and anything that you've identified in your rehab estimator, you'll come in, select the due date. It'll identify the technician type, input the status, and if the work is in progress, you identify what amount has been complete, and it'll tell you exactly what amount should be paid. Now, if the work has not started, obviously you want to put not started. You want to change this to the percent associated with that, and it'll tell you what you have budgeted. Now, this again allows you to see what you have budgeted for this section versus what amount should be paid out. Now, let's just say, for example, you are having roofing and decking done. The project is in, this particular line item is in progress, and then you find that there's some major issue that's come up that's going to change the amount that you need for this from $250 to $500. You can actually modify this number right from the rehab tool and your amount will adjust accordingly. And then from there, you can identify the amount of percent that has been completed, and your budgeted amount versus amount to be paid out will adjust accordingly. So let's say in this example, you're roofing and decking, you had to update the budget from $250 to $500, and now you're 50% complete. Now it tells you that you have $250 to be paid out, and your subtotals adjust accordingly. And this allows you to do this stage by stage, so you can actually have visibility on your entire project as you're going through it real time and the lowest level of detail. And the great thing about it is that if you're newer to the business, this will actually tell you what you can expect to be the standard workflow for a renovation project. And at any point, if anything doesn't make sense or you have questions, you simply click on the plus button, and it'll give you a full description of what that particular line item is referencing. And in some instances, what would you identify to know that that particular line item is potentially in need of repair or replacement. So each line item is equipped with a footnote to help you understand what exactly is being referenced for that particular line item. Now, as you're going through your project, you'll also be able to see a full breakdown of what your total budget is, the amount that you have paid out or should be paid out based on the percent complete, and the remaining balance of your budget based on the information input above. So this allows you to have an understanding and a clear indication of where you stand with your project from a budget standpoint, from an accounting standpoint, and just from an overall collective visibility of where you are, and more importantly, where you need to be. You can send this information to yourself with the click of a button via email. And just like that, this has been emailed into your inbox associated with your account. If your computer or your phone is connected to a printer, you can print the information up, export it to a PDF or an Excel file. So the Rehab Tool allows you to really dive into the lowest level detail and walk you through step by step what needs to be done in the order it needs to be done, allow you to identify the due dates associated with each item, identifies the technician type associated with each line item, allows you to disposition whether that line item has not started, in progress, or complete. It allows you to identify the percent to be paid based on the percent completed. For any item budgeted, it'll tell you what you have budgeted for and the amount that should be paid out based on your percent complete. And if you are very particular about the way you perform your renovations, you can choose your actual workflow by selecting the milestone that you would want each line item to occur. So this allows you to control every aspect of your project. It allows you to have full visibility of the who, what, when, where, and how. More importantly, how much. And in a single location, you have full control of your renovation project with the myRE360 Rehab Tool. Guys, I hate to say it, but the fun is almost over. So in this module, just to recap, we discussed all of the features of the myRE360 Rehab Tool. We discussed how you can arrange your tasks based on the industry standard, or how you're able to customize the flow of your work by identifying different milestones in which a particular line item should occur. We talked about the ability to select a due date for when a project should start or finish. We also identified the technician type that was typically responsible for that particular line item of work per industry standard. We dove into how you can change the status of a line item from not started to in progress to complete to make sure you're aware of the different things that are outstanding. Then we started talking big ticket items, identifying the percent of completion for each line item, the amount that you had budgeted for that line item, and the amount that's to be paid out based on the percent complete. This is a collective aerial view of your full accounting and monies due, so you are aware of what's in your budget, what's going out, and what's outstanding. The more visibility and more control you have on your expenses, the more likely you are going to be successful at managing your project and being your own GC. My name is Adonis. It's been great hanging out with you. Make sure to like this video. If you have any questions, feel free to find me on social media, Facebook @Adonis Lockett, Instagram @Adonis Lockett, and I'll see you in the next module.